Unlock the hidden force that shapes every interaction, every decision, and every outcome in your life. Your aura is more than energy. It is your silent power, your magnetic presence, and the invisible law that determines how unstoppable you can become. In this video, we break down 10 powerful chapters that reveal how to master your energy, strengthen your habits, and command respect effortlessly. Each chapter delivers practical lessons to elevate your confidence, influence, and daily life. Watch, learn, and apply these strategies consistently. Subscribe now to transform your aura and unlock unstoppable personal power. Number 1. Build magnetic presence through awareness. Presence is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate, a quiet force that emanates from the very core of your being. It is the magnetic pull that draws people in, the silent energy that communicates confidence, strength, and authenticity without a single word being spoken. This kind of presence is not flashy or loud. It is rooted in awareness. Awareness is the lens through which you perceive yourself, your surroundings, and the subtle energies that flow between you and others. Developing a magnetic presence starts with understanding the depth and scope of awareness in your daily life, and how consciously sharpening it can transform the way you move through the world. Awareness begins with the most fundamental aspect, understanding yourself. Most people drift through life half awake, reacting to situations rather than observing them. They carry invisible weights of anxiety, fear, and distraction, and these energies leak into every interaction. To build a magnetic presence, the first step is to become intimately aware of your own emotional and mental landscape. This means pausing to observe your thoughts and feelings as they arise, without judgment. Notice the subtle patterns that dictate how you respond to others. Are you impatient when someone speaks slowly? Do you withdraw when confronted with criticism? These small reactions, often overlooked, chip away at presence. By observing them consciously, you regain control over how your energy flows. Practical awareness begins in your body. How you hold yourself, the way you breathe, the rhythm of your movements, all contribute to the energy you project. Stand tall, yet relaxed. Keep your shoulders open, your chest slightly lifted, and your head aligned with your spine. This posture signals strength and calm confidence. Every movement becomes deliberate. When walking into a room, notice how you carry your weight, how your gaze moves, and the subtle tension in your muscles. Awareness of the body is awareness of the energy you radiate. People sense these signals instinctively. A person who moves with intention is immediately more compelling than one who drifts through space unnoticed. Your voice is another instrument of presence. Speak with clarity, even if your words are few. Notice the tone, pitch, and cadence as you communicate. When people hear hesitation or a fragmented voice, it disrupts the perception of authority and magnetic appeal. Awareness of your vocal energy allows you to command attention without demanding it. Practice slowing down, allowing your words to resonate fully before moving to the next thought. Silence, too, is part of presence. Awareness of pauses in conversation, the spaces between words, creates weight and significance around what you say. The combination of conscious speech and intentional silence amplifies your energy, making your presence felt even when you are not actively speaking. Awareness extends beyond yourself to others. One of the most powerful forms of presence is the ability to read and respond to the energy of those around you. This does not require manipulation, but sensitivity. Observe the moods, intentions, and subtle cues in others. Notice the expressions, body language, and energy shifts in any room. When you can accurately perceive these undercurrents, you respond with intention rather than impulse. People feel seen and understood when your awareness is tuned into them. This connection builds an invisible magnetic field around you, attracting trust and respect. Presence is not just self-centered energy, it is the ability to create resonance with the environment and the people in it. A magnetic presence requires clarity of mind. Mental clutter clouds your energy, diminishes awareness, and dilutes the power you project. Discipline your mind through practices that cultivate focus. Daily meditation or mind through practices that cultivate focus. Daily meditation or mindfulness exercises strengthen the ability to remain present in every moment. Journaling can serve as a mirror, helping you identify recurring patterns, fears, and distractions that drain your energy. Awareness of the mind's tendencies empowers you to choose how you engage with the world, rather than being swept along by habitual reactions. A clear mind produces calm energy, and calm energy attracts attention naturally. People are drawn to those who move through life without unnecessary turbulence because it signals strength and mastery. Energy is contagious, and awareness allows you to consciously choose the energy you carry. Imagine walking into a room carrying tension, irritation, or self-doubt. It radiates outward and is perceived instantly. Conversely, entering a space with calm confidence, purpose, and warmth influences the environment. This is the foundation of magnetic presence. It is not about controlling others, it is about mastering yourself. Every gesture, word, and expression carries energetic weight. Awareness allows you to align your internal state with the external impression you wish to project. This alignment creates authenticity, and authenticity is irresistible. People instinctively recognize when someone is grounded and present. They are drawn to it. Awareness also manifests in how you manage your attention. Multitasking, distractions, and divided focus dilute presence. When interacting with someone, give them your full attention. Observe not just their words, but the energy they project, the pauses in their speech, and the emotions that color their tone. Listen actively. When you are fully engaged, people feel your presence intensely. This practice, repeated over time, strengthens your capacity to be fully present in any situation, which is a hallmark of magnetic individuals. Awareness of attention is about quality over quantity. It is not about doing more, but being fully in what you are doing. A magnetic presence is enhanced by intentional habits. These are simple, practical actions that reinforce awareness daily. Start with small rituals. Take a few minutes each morning to center yourself, visualize the energy you want to carry, and commit to projecting it. Observe your reactions during the day, noting moments when you are reactive rather than responsive. Adjust posture, breath, and tone consciously. End the day with reflection, reviewing interactions and energy patterns. These practices are not theoretical. They are actionable steps that build the muscle of awareness, which in turn strengthens your presence. Presence is cultivated, not accidental. Emotional awareness is equally crucial. Emotions are powerful currents that flow beneath every interaction. Suppressing or ignoring them creates internal conflict that leaks outward, weakening presence. Acknowledge emotions as they arise, but do not allow them to dictate your behavior. Awareness of emotional energy allows you to respond with composure, even in challenging situations. People are drawn to those who remain steady under pressure, who exude calm amidst chaos. Emotional mastery enhances your magnetic field, signaling strength and reliability. Presence without emotional control is hollow. Presence with mastery is magnetic. The journey to magnetic presence through awareness is ongoing. There will be moments of distraction, emotional turbulence, or self-doubt. Awareness allows you to recognize these moments, address them, and return to a centered state. Each day, small, deliberate acts of self-observation, attention, and energy alignment reinforce the magnetic field you are cultivating. Over time, these practices become second nature. Your presence is no longer something you actively force. It becomes a natural extension of your awareness and mastery. In conclusion, building magnetic presence is not about charm, manipulation, or superficial charisma. It is about cultivating deep awareness, awareness of self, body, mind, emotions, and others. Awareness is the foundation upon which presence is built, the invisible force that draws people toward you. By observing yourself, mastering your energy, focusing attention, and responding rather than reacting, you create an authentic and magnetic aura. Presence rooted in awareness is unstoppable because it is grounded in truth, discipline, and mastery. This is not a temporary effect. It is a lasting transformation that elevates every interaction, decision, and moment of your life. Magnetic presence is available to anyone willing to awaken awareness, sharpen perception, and move through the world with intention, strength, and grace. Every step toward awareness is a step toward power, influence, and fulfillment. By committing to this practice daily, the energy you radiate becomes unstoppable. People will feel it, opportunities will align, and your life will shift in profound ways. Presence begins within, and awareness is the key. Master your awareness and you master your impact. This is the art and discipline of building a magnetic presence, a force that cannot be ignored, resisted, or diminished. It is the first step in unlocking the unstoppable potential within you. Number 2. Strengthen aura using daily discipline. The strength of your aura is the silent force that shapes how the world experiences you. It is the energy that radiates beyond your physical form, influencing interactions, opportunities, and even the quality of your own thoughts. This energy, unlike luck or chance, is not random. It grows, evolves, and intensifies through deliberate action. Daily discipline is the tool that shapes this force, the method through which your inner vitality is transformed into a powerful, magnetic presence. Strengthening your aura is not about sudden transformations. It is about consistent, intentional practices that refine your energy every single day. Discipline begins with awareness of the present moment. The way you start your morning, the choices you make when no one is watching, the thoughts you entertain when you are alone. These moments are the building blocks of your aura. If your mornings are chaotic, your energy is scattered. If your mind dwells on doubt or fear, your aura carries a diminished force. By establishing a consistent morning routine that centers your energy, you set the tone for your entire day. Begin with deliberate breath, a few minutes of focused meditation, and clear intentions for the hours ahead. These small, disciplined acts accumulate, gradually strengthening the invisible field that surrounds you. The body is the foundation of your aura. A strong, disciplined body reflects a strong, disciplined energy field. Physical activity is not just about appearance or health. It is about creating vibrancy that resonates outward. Engage in exercise that challenges you, awakens your senses, and encourages control over your physical form. Whether it is strength training, yoga, or brisk walking, movement disciplines the body and sharpens focus. Each controlled breath, each deliberate motion feeds your energy. When your body is aligned and vital, your aura becomes brighter, more resilient, and more attractive to others. Nutrition plays a subtle but profound role. The energy you absorb from food directly influences the quality of your aura. Consuming processed, low-nutrient foods weakens your energy, leaving your aura sluggish and dim. In contrast, mindful eating, choosing fresh, wholesome, and energizing foods, amplifies your internal vitality. Discipline yourself to nourish your body consistently, not as a punishment or strict regimen, but as a recognition that every bite contributes to the strength of your energy. Hydration, moderation, and mindful attention to what you consume all reinforce the stability and brilliance of your aura. Mental discipline is equally crucial. Your thoughts are energetic vibrations, and repetitive negative or scattered thinking erodes your aura. Establish the practice of daily mental clarity. Begin by identifying thought patterns that weaken your energy: fear, doubt, judgment, or resentment. Once identified, replace them with focused, empowering ideas. Visualize outcomes with intention. Rehearse gratitude as a daily practice, allowing it to reshape your perception of the world. Each disciplined thought builds resilience, concentration, and an aura that radiates calm confidence. Mental discipline is not suppression of thoughts, but mastery over them. Emotional regulation strengthens your aura in ways few realize. Strong, disciplined energy arises not from suppressing feelings, but from understanding and directing them constructively. When you respond to anger, frustration, or anxiety with awareness, your energy remains intact. When you choose patience, compassion, and measured response, your aura gains clarity and power. Emotional discipline transforms turbulence into stability, chaos into composure. Over time, this conscious management of feelings creates a radiant field that attracts trust, respect, and alignment with people and opportunities. Emotions are not obstacles, they are signals. Discipline teaches you to read these signals and convert them into energy rather than allowing them to scatter your force. Daily rituals are essential. Discipline is not rigid, it is consistent practice. Simple routines, repeated faithfully, strengthen your energetic core. Begin with grounding exercises, standing barefoot on the earth for a few moments, feeling connection and stability. Take short periods throughout the day to pause, breathe deeply, and reset your energy. Evening reflection strengthens awareness, gratitude, and intention. Journaling about successes, lessons, and small victories solidifies your sense of control. These consistent rituals are not tasks, they are commitments to your own energy. They refine your aura, reinforce your presence, and create a rhythm of personal power that cannot be ignored. Discipline also involves conscious social management. The energy of others interacts with yours constantly. Unchecked, negative environments or draining interactions can deplete your aura. Daily discipline includes the practice of selective engagement, consciously choosing who and what you allow into your energy space. Engage with people who lift, inspire, and challenge you constructively. Limit exposure to negativity and distraction. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is necessary. Your aura is your power, and discipline ensures it remains vibrant, clear, and strong. Consistency over intensity is the key principle. Many believe aura strengthening requires extraordinary effort in bursts. In truth, the compound effect of small, deliberate, daily actions is far more powerful. Discipline is found in the repeated choice to act in alignment with your values, maintain your routines, and cultivate clarity even in moments of fatigue or temptation. Over time, these choices build an aura that commands attention without demanding it. It radiates strength, calm, and resilience because it has been forged in the steady fire of consistency. Energy hygiene is another critical aspect. Just as you maintain physical cleanliness, maintaining energetic cleanliness is a daily practice. This includes reflecting on your emotional responses, releasing resentment, practicing forgiveness, and purging mental clutter. Negative energy stored internally dims the vibrancy of your aura. Discipline ensures that you engage in this clearing process routinely. Simple exercises, such as visualization of energy renewal or mindful reflection at the end of the day, help maintain an aura that is bright, stable, and focused. Daily discipline also requires facing resistance. Life will challenge your routines, tempt you with distraction, and test your resolve. Each time you consciously recommit to your practices, you reinforce the strength of your energy. Resistance is not a deterrent, it is the measuring stick of your discipline. Meeting it head-on, consistently, fortifies the aura and builds an internal power that radiates outward. The presence of someone who has faced and mastered internal resistance is immediately palpable. Their aura is unshakable because it has been forged under conscious effort. The culmination of these daily practices, physical care, mental clarity, emotional regulation, mindful nutrition, energy hygiene, and intentional social engagement, creates a layered, resilient aura. Discipline transforms scattered energy into focused force, quiet strength into magnetic power. People notice it subconsciously, they feel drawn to it, influenced by it, and inspired by it. The aura becomes a living testament to the mastery of self, a reflection of inner order and intentional action. Strengthening your aura with daily discipline is not a task with a finish line, it is a lifelong practice. Each day offers a new opportunity to refine, expand, and solidify the energy you carry. The small choices repeated with intention create exponential growth over time. This growth is visible not in superficial signs, but in the subtle, undeniable pull you have in the world. The ability to enter a room and influence the energy without saying a word, to respond to challenges with composure, and to inspire trust and respect in every interaction. Discipline transforms potential into reality. The aura is not a mystical abstraction. It is the tangible manifestation of the energy you cultivate, maintain, and protect. Daily discipline ensures this energy is consistent, potent, and unstoppable. It is the practice of mastering self, refining presence, and aligning internal state with external impact. Over time, this disciplined energy field becomes a force that cannot be ignored or undermined. In the end, strengthening your aura through daily discipline is an investment in your own power. It is a commitment to living intentionally, cultivating resilience, and projecting energy that aligns with your highest self. The choices you make each day, no matter how small, compound into a luminous, magnetic force that shapes your life and the lives of those around you. Discipline is the bridge between potential and unstoppable presence. By embracing daily, intentional action, your aura becomes not only stronger, but transformative. People feel it, opportunities respond to it, and your life aligns with the energy you consistently project. Strengthening your aura is an act of self-respect, mastery, and wisdom. Each moment of focus, each habit maintained, each thought disciplined, builds the energetic framework for an unstoppable life. Through daily discipline, your aura becomes more than energy. It becomes a declaration, a silent testament to the power of intention and the unstoppable force of a life lived consciously. Number 3. Eliminate negativity to boost energy. Negativity is one of the most insidious forces that can quietly drain energy, distort perception, and weaken presence. It creeps in silently through thoughts, habits, people, and circumstances, often unnoticed until it has eroded vitality and focus. To live with unstoppable energy, eliminating negativity is not optional, it is essential. The process begins with awareness and extends into deliberate, daily actions that transform both the internal and external environment. The energy you carry, free from the weight of negativity, becomes sharper, brighter, and more magnetic. It is not about blind optimism or ignoring reality. It is about removing energy leaks and creating a focused, vibrant field that empowers every aspect of life. Negativity often starts in the mind. Internal dialogue filled with criticism, doubt, and pessimism is a persistent drain on energy. People may not realize how much mental chatter diminishes vitality. Every repeated thought of "I can't," "This is too hard," or "I'll never succeed," generates friction in the mental energy system, dispersing force that could otherwise fuel creativity, confidence, and clarity. The first step in eliminating negativity is becoming an observer of your thoughts. Notice patterns of self-sabotage, judgment, and fear without shame or avoidance. Awareness of these patterns allows intervention before the energy dissipates. Transforming mental negativity requires replacement with deliberate, constructive thoughts. This does not mean forcing positivity artificially, but redirecting focus towards solutions, growth, and possibilities. For every negative thought identified, consciously insert a thought of action, learning, or resilience. For example, if a thought arises that a task is impossible, replace it with, "What small step can I take to move forward?" This subtle shift reduces the energy drag caused by despair and channels it into productivity. Mental discipline reinforced daily transforms energy from scattered to concentrated, amplifying your aura and overall vitality. Negativity also exists in habits and routines. The patterns you follow day after day reinforce energetic states. Habits of procrastination, overindulgence, or avoidance slowly erode energy, creating fatigue and internal friction. To eliminate negativity, identify routines that sap vitality and replace them with energizing rituals. This could be as simple as dedicating time each morning to movement, journaling, or deep breathing. Energy flows where attention is placed. By consciously choosing habits that generate focus, clarity, and resilience, you remove the hidden drains on energy and strengthen the aura. The people and environments you engage with significantly influence your energy. Negative interactions act like subtle toxins, seeping into your energy field and diminishing vitality. Daily discipline in managing exposure is vital. This doesn't require cutting people out of your life entirely, but it does require boundaries and selective engagement. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift rather than drain, criticize, or demean. Similarly, environments filled with clutter, disorganization, or chaos create energetic friction. Organize, clean, and maintain spaces that encourage clarity and focus. The removal of negative external influences fortifies your internal energy, allowing presence and focus to expand naturally. Emotional negativity is another critical factor. Emotions such as resentment, envy, or unresolved anger act as persistent weight on the energy system. Carrying grudges or lingering frustration quietly leaks vitality, reducing effectiveness and joy. Daily reflection and processing of emotions are essential. Techniques like journaling, meditative release, or simply naming emotions aloud provide a channel for clearing emotional buildup. Acknowledgement and conscious letting go, rather than suppression, strengthens internal energy. Emotional hygiene is a cornerstone of eliminating negativity. It transforms internal turbulence into calm, actionable force. Language is a subtle but powerful carrier of negativity. The words we speak shape thought patterns, energy fields, and even the responses of those around us. Complaining, gossiping, or using limiting language reinforces internal and external negativity. Daily discipline in conscious communication cultivates energy. Speak words that align with purpose, clarity, and respect. Replace judgment with observation, criticism with solution, and complaint with reflection. By consciously shaping verbal expression, energy is conserved and strengthened, creating a magnetic presence that attracts opportunity and trust. Eliminating negativity also involves facing reality with clarity and acceptance. Many forms of negativity stem from resistance to circumstances, a desire to control the uncontrollable, or attachment to outcomes. Accepting what is, while actively choosing how to respond, transforms energy from friction into fluid power. Resisting reality generates stress and internal conflict, which drains vitality. Discipline in acceptance does not equate to passivity. It empowers conscious action based on clarity rather than reactivity. Energy previously lost in resistance is redirected toward productivity, influence, and growth. Daily practices that systematically remove negativity are transformative. Begin with a simple morning ritual. Set intentions that focus on clarity, purpose, and energy conservation. Identify one negative habit, thought pattern, or interaction each day to address or eliminate. Use movement, breath, and meditation to anchor energy in the body and release tension accumulated from residual negativity. Even small, consistent actions compound over time, creating an energy field that is noticeably stronger, brighter, and more resilient. The power of elimination lies in consistency and conscious effort, not occasional bursts of action. Visualization is a powerful tool for clearing negativity and boosting energy. Daily imagination of a vibrant, unblocked energy field strengthens focus and reinforces intention. Picture negativity as a tangible weight that lifts and dissipates, leaving clarity and vitality in its place. This practice engages both mind and body, creating an internal sense of empowerment that resonates externally. Energy responds to directed attention. By regularly visualizing the removal of negative influences, the aura becomes lighter, more focused, and more magnetic. The physical body also plays a role in managing negativity. Stagnation, fatigue, and poor posture generate energetic blocks that allow negativity to accumulate. Incorporating intentional movement, stretching, and posture alignment throughout the day creates flow, circulates vitality, and releases tension that can manifest as negative energy. The connection between body and energy is direct. When the body is active, disciplined, and aligned, mental and emotional negativity finds less purchase. Physical discipline complements mental and emotional cleansing, producing an integrated field of strength. Negativity is often compounded by overconsumption of media, information, and external stimuli. Constant exposure to conflict, sensationalism, and superficial drama drains energy and reinforces pessimistic thought patterns. Daily discipline requires conscious intake. Choose sources that educate, inspire, or align with purpose. Limit exposure to news cycles, social media debates, or toxic narratives that generate internal friction. Controlled consumption frees mental space, protects energy, and strengthens the aura. Energy that is undisturbed and well managed radiates outward naturally. Eliminating negativity ultimately cultivates resilience. Life will inevitably present challenges, conflicts, and setbacks, but a disciplined approach to negativity ensures that these external pressures do not destabilize energy. The more negativity you clear daily, the less it accumulates, and the stronger your energy becomes when real obstacles appear. Strengthened energy fields are not just protected, they are amplified, creating a magnetic presence that influences outcomes, attracts allies, and inspires action. The cumulative effect of these practices is profound. By actively identifying, addressing, and removing negativity in thought, habit, environment, emotion, language, and consumption, energy is freed and intensified. This energy manifests as clarity of presence, influence over circumstances, and resilience in the face of adversity. Eliminating negativity is not a one-time task. It is a continuous discipline that compounds over time, creating a life where energy flows freely, decisions are decisive, and impact is inevitable. Negativity, left unchecked, quietly erodes confidence, drains potential, and clouds judgment. But with conscious effort, structured practice, and daily discipline, it is possible to reclaim this lost energy and transform it into a force that powers presence, productivity, and influence. Each day is an opportunity to remove one layer of weight, to clear one block of mental or emotional friction, and to elevate energy to a level that attracts opportunity naturally. Energy that is unhindered by negativity is unstoppable, magnetic, and profoundly influential. Eliminating negativity is, in essence, an act of empowerment. It signals a refusal to surrender to external or internal forces that weaken vitality. It is a daily commitment to strength, clarity, and purpose. Each deliberate act of energy protection, emotional release, and conscious thought cultivates an aura that is not only bright and resilient, but also irresistibly magnetic. In this way, the disciplined removal of negativity is more than self-care. It is the foundation for unstoppable energy, influence, and life mastery. The transformation is tangible. As negativity diminishes, your energy becomes sharper, your presence more compelling, and your focus more precise. Challenges become opportunities, distractions lose power, and interactions are infused with calm confidence. By committing daily to the elimination of negativity, life becomes a field of energy flowing freely, directed by conscious intention, and anchored in resilience. The aura strengthens naturally, and the energy you radiate shapes both your internal world and the external reality you inhabit. Number 4. Activate confidence through inner alignment. Confidence is not a performance, a mask, or something borrowed from external validation. It is a natural byproduct of inner alignment, the state in which every aspect of your mind, body, and spirit is synchronized toward clarity, purpose, and authenticity. True confidence radiates without effort because it arises from harmony within. This kind of alignment is not accidental. It is cultivated through deliberate attention, honest self-reflection, and consistent practice. Activating confidence begins not with actions in the world, but with quiet, unwavering work within. Inner alignment requires a deep understanding of values. Without knowing what you truly stand for, confidence wavers at the slightest challenge. Take the time to identify your core principles, the standards by which you measure life and make decisions. When your actions consistently reflect these principles, your inner compass becomes unshakable. Decisions, interactions, and challenges are no longer sources of hesitation because they are filtered through a clear, coherent internal framework. This consistency builds self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of authentic confidence. Alignment also demands clarity of purpose. Many people drift in uncertainty, seeking validation or external markers of achievement. Confidence cannot thrive in a vacuum of ambiguity. By defining your goals with precision, both immediate and long-term, you anchor your energy. Purpose acts as a magnetic north for behavior, ensuring your actions are deliberate, consistent, and aligned with your aspirations. When your efforts reflect intentional purpose, your energy becomes compelling, and confidence emerges as a natural consequence. Uncertainty is replaced by direction, and hesitation is replaced by momentum. The body plays an essential role in inner alignment and confidence. Confidence is not purely mental, it is embodied. The way you stand, walk, and breathe communicates your internal state before a word is spoken. Alignment between body and intention creates resonance in energy. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and move with intentionality. Posture that mirrors internal certainty reinforces the mind-body connection, strengthening your sense of authority and presence. Each deliberate movement and posture adjustment reinforces the synchronization of mind and body, which fuels enduring confidence. Emotional congruence is another pillar. Confidence diminishes when emotions are fragmented or suppressed. Fear, anger, guilt or doubt that are ignored or denied create internal tension, making the aura inconsistent and energy unpredictable. Inner alignment requires acknowledging emotions, understanding their origin, and integrating them constructively into decision-making. Rather than resisting feelings, allow them to inform your choices without controlling them. Acknowledging emotion while maintaining rational direction enhances resilience and projection of calm authority. Emotional coherence produces energy that feels anchored and trustworthy to both self and others. Self-honesty accelerates alignment. The ability to face one's strengths and weaknesses without defensiveness is critical. Overestimating abilities creates fragility. Underestimating them breeds hesitation. Objective self-assessment, coupled with commitment to improvement, generates a grounded confidence that is impossible to shake. Daily reflection on actions, decisions, and outcomes sharpens this awareness. Honest evaluation reinforces alignment, ensures growth, and keeps energy centered. Confidence that emerges from self-awareness is invulnerable to external opinions because it is validated internally. Discipline in thought cultivates inner alignment. Uncontrolled mental chatter, self-doubt, or anxiety fragments energy and undermines confidence. A disciplined mind is intentional, selective, and present. Daily practice of focus, meditation, or structured reflection trains the mind to operate coherently. By directing thoughts with purpose rather than allowing random mental impulses to dominate, you maintain alignment between intention and perception. The energy created by mental clarity strengthens presence and reinforces belief in your own competence and abilities. Habits and routines reinforce alignment and amplify confidence. Repeated actions that reflect your values and purpose create internal consistency. Simple practices, like setting priorities each morning, reviewing tasks at night, and maintaining health rituals, reinforce a sense of order. When internal and external behavior are coherent, energy flows freely, and hesitation fades. Confidence is not a one-time spike. It is the accumulation of small, aligned actions repeated faithfully over time. Discipline in routine ensures that confidence is not contingent on circumstances, but is anchored in internal reliability. Inner alignment extends to communication. Words, tone, and delivery resonate most strongly when they reflect internal certainty. Speak only when your message aligns with values and intentions. Avoid filler, unnecessary justification, or reactive speech. Clear, intentional communication strengthens perceived authority and personal confidence because it is an external reflection of internal consistency. People instinctively detect congruence between energy and expression. Misalignment, where words contradict internal state, erodes both confidence and presence. Alignment in communication amplifies both. Facing challenges with alignment transforms obstacles into confidence-building exercises. Life will inevitably present situations that test energy and resolve. When your internal state is grounded, purpose-driven, and emotionally coherent, these moments are opportunities rather than threats. Each challenge faced with intentionality reinforces trust in your own judgment, amplifying energy and strengthening aura. Confidence grows exponentially through tested alignment because energy is proven reliable under pressure. Difficult circumstances become mirrors, revealing the depth and resilience of inner authority. Visualization reinforces alignment and activates confidence. Daily mental rehearsal of goals, responses, and interactions aligns energy with desired outcomes. Imagine yourself moving through situations with composure, clarity, and effectiveness. Feel the sensations of grounded posture, steady breath, and calm energy. Rehearsing success in alignment with values strengthens internal belief and projects energy externally in a tangible way. The mind becomes conditioned to operate coherently under real conditions, reinforcing both presence and confidence. Confidence is amplified through mastery of environment. Surroundings influence energy subtly but profoundly. An organized, intentional environment reduces cognitive friction, promotes focus, and aligns external conditions with internal standards. Small daily choices, tidying spaces, arranging objects mindfully, minimizing clutter, strengthen a sense of control and coherence. Inner alignment is mirrored by external order. The resulting confidence arises from the harmony between environment, thought, and action, creating a field of energy that is stable, radiant, and magnetic. Energy management is essential for sustained confidence. Inner alignment requires awareness of how attention, emotions, and actions drain or replenish energy. Recognize energy leaks, overcommitment, toxic interactions, or indulgent behaviors, and consciously redirect focus toward revitalizing practices. Engage in activities that nourish mental, emotional, and physical vitality. This conscious stewardship of energy ensures that confidence remains grounded in power rather than fragile effort. Alignment is both internal and energetic, and the aura reflects this coherence. Consistency is the backbone of inner alignment. Confidence is fragile when internal values, actions, or intentions fluctuate. Regular, disciplined reinforcement of alignment ensures that confidence is sustainable. Daily reflection, mindful practice, and intentional action create a self-reinforcing cycle. Alignment produces energy, energy fuels confidence, confidence strengthens alignment. Over time, this cycle becomes automatic, embedding resilience, clarity, and certainty into the core of being. True confidence is not loud, performative, or dependent on the approval of others. It is a quiet force, the result of repeated alignment between values, purpose, body, mind, and emotion. It grows through disciplined practice, consistent reflection, and conscious action. It is felt in posture, speech, decisions, and presence. It radiates authority without aggression, influence without coercion, and stability without rigidity. Inner alignment transforms ordinary energy into an unstoppable, magnetic force. Ultimately, activating confidence through inner alignment is an ongoing journey, not a single achievement. Each day presents an opportunity to refine thought, behavior, and emotional coherence. Every choice that reflects values strengthens self-trust. Each action consistent with purpose amplifies presence. When alignment is maintained, confidence becomes inseparable from identity. It is not something you summon, it is who you are. Life responds to this energy, challenges become catalysts, and interactions become avenues for influence. Alignment is the engine, and confidence is the natural, unstoppable output. The process of inner alignment builds a life where energy, purpose, and action move in harmony. Confidence emerges naturally, effortlessly, and powerfully. It is the byproduct of disciplined cultivation of mind, body, emotion, and environment. With each step, internal consistency strengthens, the aura brightens, and presence becomes undeniable. Confidence rooted in alignment is not vulnerable to opinion, circumstance, or uncertainty. It is permanent, sustainable, and unstoppable. By committing to this practice, life itself becomes a reflection of internal authority, clarity, and magnetism, and every action resonates with the force of unwavering confidence. Number 5. Radiate power by mastering emotions. Emotions are the invisible currents that shape every interaction, decision, and action. They can either amplify your energy and presence, or drain your vitality and obscure your influence. To radiate true power, mastery of emotions is essential. This mastery is not about suppression, pretending to feel nothing, or denying your human experience. It is the deliberate, disciplined ability to understand, regulate, and channel emotional energy in ways that enhance presence, decision-making, and influence. Emotional mastery transforms raw, chaotic feelings into a source of strength, creating a magnetic aura that is impossible to ignore. The first step toward emotional mastery is awareness. Most people live in reaction, letting moods dictate choices, words, and behaviors. This reactive state creates turbulence that dissipates energy and diminishes presence. Observing emotions without judgment is the foundation of mastery. Notice the subtle shifts in tension, excitement, or discomfort as they arise. Name them internally. Recognize the triggers, patterns, and intensity of reactions. Awareness is not passive, it is an active engagement with your inner landscape that provides the clarity necessary to manage emotional energy effectively. Emotional mastery requires understanding the purpose behind feelings. Every emotion is a signal, a form of information about your environment, relationships, or inner state. Fear may highlight risk or uncertainty. Anger often signals boundaries crossed or values challenged. Joy indicates alignment with your intentions. By interpreting emotions as data rather than directives, you gain control over how to respond. This shifts power from the emotion itself to your conscious choice. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond strategically, harnessing emotional energy to enhance impact rather than allowing it to create chaos. Regulation is a core principle in mastering emotional power. Regulation does not mean suppression. It is the ability to maintain composure and clarity, regardless of internal fluctuations. Techniques such as focused breathing, grounding exercises, and momentary pauses help create a gap between stimulus and response. This space allows energy to settle, decisions to be deliberate, and communication to remain intentional. Emotional regulation transforms potentially disruptive energy into calm, controlled, and potent influence. The person who masters regulation projects an aura of strength because their energy is steady, unshakable, and deliberate. Channeling emotions into purposeful action amplifies personal power. Emotions carry raw energy. Without direction, they dissipate or manifest destructively. When harnessed intentionally, that energy becomes fuel for action, creativity, and influence. For example, frustration can be converted into problem-solving energy. Excitement can be directed toward productivity or leadership. Concern can be turned into strategic planning. Mastery involves recognizing the energy inherent in feelings and deliberately redirecting it to serve goals and reinforce presence. Every controlled application of emotional energy enhances influence and radiates power naturally. Self-awareness extends beyond identification to understanding emotional triggers. External events, words, or behaviors of others can provoke reactions that weaken energy. By identifying patterns of triggers, you can preemptively regulate responses and maintain composure. This insight allows you to move through situations with confidence and clarity, projecting energy that is calm, authoritative, and magnetic. Mastery involves not just recognizing triggers, but restructuring responses so that your energy remains uninterrupted, regardless of circumstance. This level of awareness creates emotional invulnerability that radiates power. Consistency in emotional regulation strengthens mastery over time. Practicing restraint, intentional reflection, and deliberate expression daily creates neurological patterns that reinforce control. Just as muscles strengthen through repeated effort, emotional resilience grows through repeated, conscious practice. Daily engagement in self-reflection, journaling, or mindful breathing trains the nervous system to respond optimally to stress, provocation, and high-pressure situations. This disciplined approach ensures that your energy remains centered, radiant, and commanding under any conditions. Empathy is a tool for amplifying emotional power rather than weakening it. Understanding the emotional states of others without absorbing them increases influence. Emotional mastery includes the ability to feel, recognize, and interpret others' energy while maintaining your own boundaries. This skill creates resonance in interactions, drawing people toward your presence and enhancing authority. The combination of self-control and empathetic awareness creates an energy field that is both commanding and magnetic, strengthening influence without aggression or coercion. Language and tone are extensions of emotional mastery. The words you speak, the inflection of your voice, and the pacing of your speech communicate your internal state. Controlled, intentional expression reinforces authority and energy. Even silence, used strategically, carries power. Emotional mastery ensures that expression aligns with internal regulation, creating consistency between internal state and external impact. This alignment builds trust and confidence in others, further magnifying the aura of power. The physical body is inseparable from emotional energy. Tension, posture, and movement influence the quality and perception of emotional presence. Grounding techniques, posture alignment, and controlled gestures reinforce composure and amplify authority. Even subtle adjustments in body language convey stability, confidence, and energetic control. Mastery involves integrating mind, body, and emotional awareness so that energy radiates effortlessly. A person whose internal state, movement, and expression are aligned projects undeniable power that draws attention and respect. Mastery also requires resilience under pressure. Life presents situations that challenge emotional equilibrium, stress, conflict, or uncertainty. Those who have cultivated emotional control maintain clarity, make deliberate choices, and respond with energy that inspires confidence. Pressure becomes a tool rather than a threat, amplifying presence instead of diminishing it. Each successful navigation of stress reinforces mastery, expanding capacity to channel energy positively in increasingly challenging scenarios. The aura grows stronger as resilience deepens. Reflection and integration are essential components of mastery. Daily assessment of emotional responses, successes, and moments of imbalance allows for course correction. By reviewing interactions, noting triggers, and adjusting strategies, energy becomes progressively refined. This conscious review creates a feedback loop that strengthens internal control, amplifies composure, and increases the intensity of presence. Mastery is iterative. It develops gradually through consistent attention, self-evaluation, and refinement. Emotional mastery creates freedom. When energy is no longer hijacked by fear, anger, or doubt, your internal state becomes a stable source of power. Decisions are made with clarity, communication is deliberate, and presence becomes magnetic. The unshakable nature of such energy is palpable to others. People sense strength in calm, composure, respect in controlled authority, and magnetism in unwavering confidence. The ability to radiate energy without reliance on external validation is the hallmark of mastery. Visualization enhances emotional control and projection. Daily practice of imagining oneself responding with composure, clarity, and strength to challenging situations trains the nervous system and aligns internal energy. Visualizing mastery in varied scenarios, from confrontation to negotiation, reinforces emotional regulation and builds confidence. This proactive approach conditions energy to remain steady, ensuring that aura and presence are consistently projected, even under unforeseen circumstances. Eliminating emotional drains is another vital practice. Toxic relationships, habitual complaints, and prolonged dwelling on past grievances sap energy. Disciplined evaluation of emotional investments allows for the removal of energy leaks, preserving vitality for purposeful action. Mastery is reinforced when attention is allocated consciously to relationships and experiences that enhance rather than diminish emotional capacity. Energy conserved in this way amplifies power, presence, and influence. The cumulative effect of mastering emotions is profound. When internal turbulence is replaced by deliberate regulation, energy flows coherently, aura strengthens, and influence expands. Emotional mastery is not passive. It is an active cultivation of power, focus, and resilience. The energy that radiates from a person who controls emotion is immediately compelling. It inspires confidence, attracts respect, and generates a magnetic presence that shapes outcomes without force. Mastering emotions is a lifelong process. Each day provides opportunities to practice observation, regulation, channeling, and integration. Even small, consistent acts of emotional refinement compound over time, creating a field of energy that is steady, potent, and transformative. Those who invest in this discipline find that challenges no longer erode their energy, interactions become more effective, and influence extends naturally. Emotional mastery is the foundation of unstoppable personal power. Radiating power through emotion is a practice that combines awareness, regulation, channeling, reflection, and resilience. It requires deliberate engagement with internal states, disciplined management of expression, and conscious alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Through consistent practice, energy becomes coherent, composure becomes natural, and presence becomes magnetic. The mastery of emotion is not about controlling others. It is about commanding self, creating a powerful energy field that impacts every interaction and amplifies every endeavor. Number 6. Expand influence using intentional focus. Influence is not a matter of force, authority, or superficial charm. It is the ability to move situations, people, and outcomes in alignment with your intentions. The secret to expanding influence lies in focus, the deliberate, sustained direction of attention toward what truly matters. Influence does not spread when attention is scattered, energy is wasted, or intention is unclear. When focus is cultivated intentionally, it becomes a force multiplier, magnifying impact, deepening relationships, and creating a presence that commands attention effortlessly. Influence begins internally through the mastery of where your energy goes, how your mind engages, and how your actions reflect purpose. Intentional focus starts with clarity of vision. Influence requires knowing what you wish to achieve, not merely in abstract terms, but with specificity and actionable detail. Vague intentions create diluted energy and scattered efforts. Take time to define the outcomes you desire and the values that guide your actions. This clarity provides a framework for every decision, conversation, and movement of energy. When your mind is anchored in precise objectives, your actions become coherent, your presence becomes magnetic, and your capacity to sway outcomes expands naturally. Focus requires the elimination of distraction. Every unfiltered notification, idle thought, or unnecessary commitment diverts energy from its optimal trajectory. Influence grows when energy is concentrated on the essential few, not the many trivialities that demand attention, but yield no meaningful return. Daily practice involves evaluating priorities rigorously and ruthlessly, removing or minimizing activities that scatter energy. By creating mental, physical, and emotional space for concentrated effort, influence becomes measurable and repeatable rather than accidental. The ability to say no and redirect attention is one of the most powerful tools for expanding authority. Deep listening is a cornerstone of influence, amplified by focus. By fully attending to what others say, you gain insight into motivations, concerns, and desires. Listening without immediate judgment or reaction creates relational energy that fosters trust, connection, and respect. When people feel understood, they naturally align with your intentions. Influence is not imposed, it is cultivated through awareness and responsiveness. Intentional focus on the dynamics of dialogue allows you to guide conversations subtly, shaping outcomes while maintaining authenticity. Emotional regulation intersects directly with focused influence. Scattered or reactive emotions undermine authority and dilute the clarity of intention. By maintaining composure and regulating emotional responses, energy is preserved and projected with consistency. Focused energy carries weight because it is deliberate, coherent, and reliable. People instinctively respond to steady, controlled presence with alignment and trust, creating influence that feels natural rather than forced. Emotional mastery and attention to detail in interactions amplify the reach and depth of your impact. Strategic prioritization multiplies influence. Every moment contains countless potential actions, but only a few produce meaningful results. Focus ensures that energy is applied to tasks, conversations, and initiatives that align with long-term goals. Assess every action for alignment with purpose, potential impact, and energy cost. By concentrating effort on high-value activities, influence expands exponentially because each investment of attention produces compounding returns. Intentionality in effort ensures that presence, energy, and actions carry maximum weight. Discipline in thought supports expanded influence. Mental chatter, self-doubt, and internal distraction scatter energy, reducing clarity and authority. Training the mind to remain on task, engaged, and deliberate creates a consistency of energy that is immediately noticeable. Techniques such as meditation, journaling, and structured reflection strengthen the mind's ability to focus, ensuring that attention remains on objectives rather than veering toward trivial or negative stimuli. Focused cognition transforms intentions into observable effects. Influence also grows when actions are synchronized with values. People sense incongruence even when words are persuasive. Intentional focus aligns decisions, behavior, and communication with core principles. This coherence creates a magnetic authority that commands attention and fosters trust. Influence is not a product of charisma alone, it is the alignment of energy, intention, and action. Every deliberate, consistent action reinforces credibility and deepens the ability to sway circumstances effectively. Time management is a critical lever in expanding influence. Focused attention is constrained by finite hours. Effective management ensures that energy is invested in high-leverage areas, create routines, block periods for deep work, and remove tasks that fragment attention. By prioritizing focus on impactful areas, influence is amplified because every moment is optimized to produce tangible outcomes. Intentional allocation of time converts energy into results, reinforcing presence and authority. Observation of others is a subtle but potent means of extending influence. Intentional focus allows you to notice patterns, preferences, and vulnerabilities in ways that less attentive individuals overlook. Recognizing how people respond to tone, body language, and emotional cues enables calibrated engagement. Influence expands when attention is applied to understanding others, anticipating reactions, and guiding interactions with precision. Awareness converts observational insight into actionable influence without manipulation, making it both ethical and sustainable. Consistency strengthens influence over time. Focused attention applied sporadically creates erratic energy that is difficult to trust. Daily practice of alignment, deliberate engagement, and concentrated action builds cumulative credibility and authority. Influence is multiplied when energy, actions, and decisions reflect a predictable, reliable pattern. People are drawn to consistent, intentional presence because it signals competence, reliability, and stability. This cumulative effect transforms focused action into expansive influence. Communication that reflects deliberate attention deepens influence. Every word, gesture, and pause carries weight when expressed with intentionality. Speaking clearly, articulating ideas with precision, and pacing delivery to allow absorption amplify the effect of focus. Silence, strategically used, enhances authority because it conveys thoughtfulness and presence. Influence is strengthened when verbal and non-verbal energy reflect internal alignment and concentration. People naturally respond to deliberate expression with attention, engagement, and alignment. Resilience enhances the durability of influence. Focused energy is tested when challenges arise, distractions proliferate, or resistance emerges. Those who maintain clarity under pressure extend influence because energy remains coherent, decisions remain deliberate, and presence remains compelling. Each challenge navigated with steady focus reinforces authority and enhances future capacity to influence. Influence is not static. It grows in proportion to the stability of energy maintained under adversity. Visualization of desired outcomes magnifies the effect of focus. Daily mental rehearsal aligns attention, intention, and energy towards specific goals. Picture interactions, negotiations, or tasks unfolding successfully and allow the energy of anticipation and preparedness to permeate your presence. This practice strengthens neural pathways, conditions emotional regulation, and synchronizes mind and body. Visualization amplifies influence by making intentions feel tangible and guiding energy toward productive action. Physical presence supports mental focus in expanding influence. Movement, posture, and energy projection reinforce clarity and authority. Walking, standing, and gesturing with deliberate intent communicate alignment and competence. Attention to how the body carries energy ensures that focus is visible and tangible, reinforcing the influence created by mental discipline. Focus is most effective when expressed through cohesive mind-body energy. Feedback and reflection refine influence over time. Intentional focus includes assessing outcomes, recognizing areas for improvement, and adjusting strategies. Daily or regular reflection ensures energy is directed efficiently, attention remains aligned, and authority continues to expand. Influence grows not by accident but through iterative learning, conscious practice, and the application of focused energy toward ever more precise goals. The essence of expanding influence through intentional focus is the deliberate management of attention, energy, and action. Scattered energy produces negligible results, while coherent, sustained concentration multiplies impact, deepens presence, and attracts alignment from others. Focused individuals are able to shape circumstances, guide interactions, and create momentum because their energy is concentrated on what truly matters. Influence is a natural consequence of deliberate attention, disciplined action, and aligned energy. Expanding influence is a practice of sustained intentionality. By cultivating clarity of purpose, eliminating distraction, aligning actions with values, managing emotional and mental energy, and strategically applying attention to high-leverage areas, influence grows exponentially. Each day provides opportunities to reinforce focus, project energy, and create measurable impact. Influence is the result of deliberate, disciplined, and sustained effort anchored in the conscious application of attention toward meaningful objectives. Intentional focus transforms energy into action, action into presence, and presence into influence. Influence becomes not just an outcome, but a reflection of internal mastery, deliberate attention, and strategic alignment. The individual who cultivates focus becomes a force in any environment, drawing people, opportunities, and outcomes toward them naturally. Focused energy is magnetic, consistent and unstoppable, providing a foundation for lasting impact, authority and success. Number 7. Charge aura with purposeful habits. Your aura is the invisible extension of your energy, a field that communicates your vitality, intention and presence to the world. It is shaped not by luck or circumstance, but by the habits you cultivate each day. Purposeful habits act as energetic fuel, charging the aura and making your presence magnetic, resilient, and impactful. Each action, repeated with intention, builds layers of energy that ripple outward, influencing environments, relationships, and opportunities. Charging the aura requires conscious effort, consistency, and a deep understanding of the subtle ways daily practices shape your internal and external energy. The first step in charging your aura is establishing habits that align with core values. Actions that resonate with your beliefs generate authentic energy. When your day-to-day behaviors are consistent with principles such as integrity, discipline, and respect, energy flows naturally and amplifies. Conversely, engaging in inconsistent or contradictory behavior creates friction, draining vitality and weakening your energetic field. Begin by identifying the habits that reflect your deepest values and incorporate them into your routine. Each repetition reinforces alignment, strengthens energy, and communicates authenticity to everyone around you. Physical vitality is a primary pillar in charging your aura. Movement, exercise, and mindful care of the body create a foundation of energy that radiates outward. Purposeful habits in this realm do not require extreme routines, but demand consistency and intention. Daily practices such as stretching, strength training, or cardiovascular activity enhance circulation, vitality, and presence. Even small habits, like maintaining posture, walking with awareness, or practicing controlled breathing, strengthen the energy field and make it more resilient. The body is the vehicle through which aura is expressed. Maintaining it consciously ensures energy is potent and vibrant. Nutrition directly impacts the quality of your energy. Consuming nourishing, wholesome food fuels vitality, while processed or low-nutrient choices drain the system. Purposeful eating involves more than diet. It is a deliberate act of energy cultivation. Hydration, moderation, and attention to nutrient quality enhance clarity, mood, and presence. A charged aura cannot emerge from neglect or imbalance. Feeding the body consciously amplifies energy, increases resilience, and strengthens the invisible field that communicates power and vibrancy to the world. Mental clarity is another domain where habits have profound impact. The mind generates energy that either fuels or depletes your aura. Purposeful mental habits, such as focused work sessions, structured reflection, and deliberate learning, strengthen mental resilience and concentration. Avoiding mindless scrolling, distracting media, and scattered thought patterns preserves and channels energy toward productive, impactful pursuits. Practices like journaling, meditation, or intentional problem-solving train the mind to operate coherently, ensuring that mental energy is directed rather than dissipated. A focused mind enhances presence and increases the reach of your energetic influence. Emotional regulation is essential in sustaining a charged aura. Daily habits of self-reflection, emotional acknowledgement, and conscious release prevent energy stagnation. Practices such as meditation, breathwork, or journaling allow emotional currents to flow freely without overwhelming the system. Resentment, anger, and anxiety, if left unaddressed, erode energy and dim the aura. Purposeful habits in managing emotions transform raw feeling into constructive energy. By regularly processing and channeling emotions, you create stability, radiance, and resilience, making your energy field stronger and more magnetic. Intentional focus on the environment also strengthens the aura. Habits such as maintaining clean, organized spaces, surrounding yourself with inspiring objects, and reducing clutter support clarity and energy flow. Environments saturated with chaos or disorder scatter attention and weaken vitality. Purposeful attention to surroundings ensures that physical space aligns with internal states, reinforcing energy and presence. By creating order externally, energy is preserved and amplified internally, making the aura more cohesive and noticeable to others. Interpersonal habits influence aura significantly. Consistent, respectful, and authentic interactions generate positive, energetic resonance. Acts of kindness, active listening, and supportive engagement enhance the magnetic quality of energy. Conversely, gossip, complaining, or inconsistent behavior diminishes influence and weakens presence. Daily habits that cultivate positive relational energy expand your influence naturally. By approaching interactions deliberately, you ensure that the aura not only reflects personal strength, but also fosters alignment and cooperation from those around you. Consistency is the key to purposeful habits. Charging the aura is not about sporadic bursts of energy, but about repeated, deliberate action. Each habit reinforced over time compounds, producing an exponential effect on presence and energy. Daily reinforcement of routines, whether physical, mental, emotional, or social, solidifies internal coherence. The cumulative impact of consistent habits is a resilient, vibrant aura that commands attention, conveys authority, and draws opportunity. Influence is the natural consequence of repeated alignment between action and energy. Mindful attention to time management is a subtle but potent habit. Where energy is allocated determines what is strengthened and what diminishes. Purposeful use of time, blocking periods for focus, reflection, or meaningful engagement ensures that energy is not fragmented or wasted. Avoiding overcommitment, prioritizing high-leverage activities, and protecting periods for restoration allows the aura to remain vibrant and potent. Time, once mismanaged, creates scattered energy. When used intentionally, it multiplies presence and strengthens influence. Visualization is a daily habit that amplifies aura. Mentally rehearsing how you move through the day, how you respond to challenges, or how you project energy aligns intention with action. Visualizing interactions with composure, confidence, and clarity prepares the nervous system to respond in alignment with goals. These mental rehearsals strengthen internal coherence, enhance emotional regulation, and reinforce presence. Energy charged through imagination becomes tangible in action, creating a magnetic, aligned aura that influences outcomes effortlessly. Gratitude is a subtle but powerful habit that energizes the aura. Daily reflection on accomplishments, opportunities, relationships, and personal growth reinforces positivity and resilience. Gratitude prevents energy stagnation caused by resentment, envy, or fixation on obstacles. By consciously acknowledging abundance and potential, energy is redirected toward constructive action. Purposeful cultivation of gratitude increases vitality, radiance, and magnetic presence, influencing others through the natural resonance of energetic positivity. Reading, learning, and continuous intellectual growth are habits that charge the aura. Knowledge sharpens perception, strengthens decision-making, and enhances confidence. Purposeful engagement with information that aligns with goals and values develops both competence and authority. Intellectual habits create subtle yet powerful energy fields that signal capability and presence. The combination of mental discipline and knowledge accumulation makes influence stronger, aura brighter, and presence more compelling. Energy renewal is critical for sustaining a charged aura. Purposeful habits of rest, reflection, and recovery prevent depletion. Even brief pauses to breathe, meditate, or reconnect with the present restore vitality. Without regular renewal, energy dissipates regardless of productivity or discipline. Prioritizing restoration is an intentional act that maintains coherence, strengthens resilience, and preserves the intensity of the aura. Daily attention to recovery ensures sustained presence and influence. The integration of all these habits, physical care, mental focus, emotional regulation and environmental attention, social engagement, gratitude, intellectual growth, and energy renewal creates a layered, dynamic aura. Each action, repeated deliberately, strengthens the field and amplifies impact. Energy becomes coherent, presence undeniable, and influence extends naturally. The aura evolves from fragile to resilient, from reactive to intentional, from subtle to magnetic. Purposeful habits are not temporary tools, they are the architecture of a powerful energetic presence. Over time, the disciplined cultivation of these practices generates momentum. Small, consistent actions compound into an aura that exerts influence without effort, attracts opportunities naturally, and communicates strength, reliability, and clarity. Habits anchor energy in purpose, transforming potential into actionable presence. Influence, authority, and resilience emerge as natural consequences of internal alignment, reinforced through deliberate daily practices. Ultimately, charging your aura with purposeful habits is a commitment to yourself, your energy, and your impact on the world. Each habit is a brick, each repetition a reinforcement, and each day an opportunity to strengthen the invisible field that defines presence. The energy cultivated through these intentional acts is radiant, magnetic, and unstoppable. Purposeful habits are not merely routines, they are the source of influence, vitality, and transformative power, making your aura a living testament to disciplined mastery and intentional living. Number 8. Protect energy by setting boundaries. Energy is the currency of influence, presence, and personal power. Without protection, it dissipates through unnecessary obligations, draining interactions, and unmanaged environments. Setting boundaries is the most effective way to safeguard this energy, ensuring it remains focused, coherent, and potent. Boundaries are not barriers to connection, they are structures that preserve vitality, define personal space, and maintain clarity in thought, emotion, and action. Protecting energy requires deliberate attention, consistent practice, and courage, because it often involves making decisions that may feel uncomfortable but are essential for sustaining strength and effectiveness. The first principle of boundary setting is self-awareness. Energy leaks occur when limits are undefined or ignored. Understanding where your energy naturally flows and where it is depleted provides clarity on what must be protected. Begin by observing daily interactions, habits, and commitments. Notice situations that leave you drained, stressed, or agitated. Awareness of these patterns allows you to take action intentionally rather than reactively. Energy protection starts with knowing what is valuable and what is expendable, distinguishing between constructive engagement and unnecessary consumption of vitality. Boundaries begin with time. Every hour devoted to others or to distractions is energy diverted from your highest priorities. Discipline in scheduling is essential. Purposefully allocate blocks of time for deep work, reflection, and personal restoration. Avoid overcommitting to tasks that do not align with long-term objectives. Learn to say no without guilt, understanding that refusal is a form of respect for your own energy and for the quality of what you can offer. Protecting time ensures that energy is concentrated where it has maximum effect, enhancing presence, focus, and influence. Emotional boundaries are equally critical. Many energy drains originate from unmanaged emotional exposure, absorbing negativity, taking responsibility for others' feelings, or engaging in conflict unnecessarily. Establish clear emotional limits by recognizing what belongs to you and what belongs to others. Respond with empathy without internalizing undue weight. Techniques such as grounding, meditation, and emotional labeling help maintain composure and prevent depletion. Emotional discipline transforms reactive energy into intentional, controlled influence, reinforcing both aura and resilience. Communication is a vital tool for boundary enforcement. Clearly articulating limits conveys intention and protects energy without aggression. This involves expressing needs, expectations, and availability in ways that are concise, respectful, and consistent. When boundaries are vague, others unconsciously overstep, causing friction and unnecessary stress. Direct, intentional communication preserves clarity, ensures mutual understanding, and creates a predictable, energetic environment. Consistency in communication reinforces boundaries, making your energy less susceptible to disruption. Physical space is another area where boundaries are essential. Environments cluttered with chaos, noise, or uninvited energy impact focus and vitality. Deliberately managing surroundings, organizing, controlling access, and maintaining order preserves energy flow. Purposeful arrangement of physical space supports concentration, reduces stress, and creates a foundation for resilience. Protecting spatial boundaries communicates respect for personal energy and creates a stable energetic platform from which influence and presence naturally radiate. Relationships exert profound influence on energy. Interpersonal boundaries distinguish between supportive and draining connections. Discernment in relationships ensures that time, attention, and emotional investment are allocated to those who uplift and align with your values. Habits such as limiting exposure to negativity, distancing from energy-draining individuals, and prioritizing mutual respect safeguard vitality. Healthy relational boundaries allow energy to circulate freely rather than being sapped, creating a magnetic aura that attracts alignment and opportunity. Technology and information consumption are modern drains on energy that require intentional boundaries. Social media, emails, and constant notifications fragment attention and scatter vitality. Purposeful habits, such as scheduled checking, selective engagement, and filtering of sources, protect mental energy. Limiting exposure to sensationalized or negative content ensures that cognitive and emotional energy is preserved for intentional action. By controlling informational input, clarity is maintained, focus is strengthened, and aura becomes more resilient. Energy protection also involves managing obligations and responsibilities. Overcommitment leads to stress, distraction, and depletion. Prioritizing responsibilities according to purpose and potential impact preserves vitality for high-value tasks. Purposeful delegation, selective engagement, and mindful refusal of non-essential obligations reinforce energy conservation. Boundaries in responsibilities prevent fragmentation of attention and create capacity for meaningful action. Energy that is managed in this way is coherent, directed, and amplified, supporting influence and presence. Daily routines reinforce boundaries and energy protection. Habits such as scheduled reflection, meditation, journaling, or intentional pauses create predictable structures for energy restoration. These rituals prevent accumulation of stress and prevent energy from being drained unpredictably. By embedding boundaries into routines, protection becomes habitual, ensuring consistent preservation of vitality over time. Routine acts as both shield and amplifier, maintaining internal coherence and projecting a stable magnetic aura. Self-discipline underpins boundary effectiveness. Without consistent enforcement, boundaries lose meaning and energy dissipates. Discipline ensures that intentions are realized in practice, not just theory. Reinforcing limits honoring commitments to self and consciously choosing alignment with values over convenience. Solidifies energetic integrity. Disciplined boundary setting enhances confidence, presence, and influence as energy is safeguarded, deliberate, and unfragmented. Visualization and mental rehearsal enhance the effectiveness of boundaries. Imagining scenarios in which energy is challenged and rehearsing appropriate responses prepares the mind to maintain limits under pressure. Anticipation strengthens resolve, making enforcement of boundaries natural rather than reactive. Mental rehearsal aligns intention, emotion, and behavior, ensuring that energy is protected and consistently projected outward as stable, coherent, and powerful. Awareness of personal triggers further strengthens boundaries, identifying situations, behaviors, or individuals that tend to disrupt energy allows proactive measures. By recognizing these patterns, energy can be shielded through preparation, selective engagement, or deliberate emotional regulation. Boundaries become more than reactive measures. They evolve into a strategic framework for preserving vitality in dynamic environments. Energy that is consistently protected is robust, coherent, and highly influential. Reflection and recalibration are essential for sustainable energy protection. Daily review of where energy was lost, maintained, or amplified allows for continuous refinement of boundaries, adjusting strategies, clarifying limits, and reinforcing habits ensures that energy remains optimized over time. Protection is not static. It is an evolving process responsive to internal growth and external challenges. Regular reflection deepens mastery over energy, creating an aura that is resilient, magnetic, and commanding. Boundaries also signal self-respect and strength to others. When energy is protected deliberately, presence is perceived as intentional and authoritative. People instinctively respond to those who honor their own limits with respect and cooperation. Protecting energy is therefore not an act of isolation, but a method of enhancing influence and alignment. Boundaries communicate clarity, competence, and purpose, extending impact without aggression. Ultimately, protecting energy through boundaries is an act of empowerment. It transforms vulnerability into resilience, distraction into focus, and chaos into coherence. Each boundary set is a reinforcement of internal authority, preserving vitality for purposeful action. Energy that is protected is energy that can influence, inspire, and achieve. Boundaries are the invisible architecture that sustains a powerful magnetic aura, enabling a life that is directed, intentional, and unstoppable. Energy protection through boundaries is not a one-time decision, but a lifelong practice. Each day provides opportunities to observe, adjust, and enforce limits. Through consistent attention, disciplined enforcement, and conscious refinement, energy remains intact, coherent, and potent. Protected energy creates presence, sustains influence, and amplifies power. Boundaries are the foundation of unstoppable vitality and the invisible shield that transforms potential into impact, ensuring that personal energy is always aligned with purpose, clarity, and effectiveness. Number 9. Unlock charisma through energetic clarity. Charisma is not about charm, superficial confidence, or theatrical gestures. True charisma is the natural radiance that emerges when energy is clear, coherent, and aligned. It is the force that draws people, ideas, and opportunities toward you effortlessly. Energetic clarity is the foundation of this magnetic presence. When your internal energy is organized, purposeful, and transparent, it resonates outward, creating a compelling aura that commands attention without effort. Unlocking charisma begins with understanding, refining, and projecting energy in ways that are intentional, authentic, and consistent. The first step in cultivating energetic clarity is self-awareness. Without an understanding of internal states, energy becomes scattered, inconsistent, and difficult to project. Begin by observing thought patterns, emotional currents, and physical sensations throughout the day. Notice when energy feels fragmented, anxious, or depleted. Recognize habitual responses that dilute presence or create internal friction. This practice is not about judgment, but about mapping the current state of energy so that clarity can be intentionally established. Awareness allows you to identify areas where focus, alignment, and intention are needed, forming the foundation of charismatic presence. Alignment of intention with action is central to energetic clarity. People intuitively detect when actions reflect internal purpose and when they are disconnected. Charisma is strengthened when every movement, gesture, and word aligns with authentic objectives. Inconsistent behavior creates dissonance, scattering energy and diminishing influence. Daily practice of aligning thought, emotion, and action ensures that energy flows seamlessly from internal intention to external expression. This coherence projects certainty, authority, and magnetism that others recognize instinctively. Emotional clarity enhances charisma by ensuring that energy is predictable, consistent, and resonant. Unmanaged emotions produce turbulence that distracts both self and others. By acknowledging feelings, processing them constructively, and regulating their expression, energy remains stable and compelling. Techniques such as reflection, journaling, or meditative observation allow emotional currents to be directed rather than reactive. When emotions are coherent and transparent, energy communicates confidence, empathy, and authority simultaneously, amplifying charisma. Focus is a critical component of energetic clarity. Dispersed attention fragments energy, reducing both presence and influence. Purposeful focus ensures that your energy is concentrated on meaningful interactions, goals, and environments. Practices such as single tasking, prioritizing high-leverage activities, and eliminating distractions sharpen the intensity of energy projected. The clarity of attention communicates intent and capability, drawing others toward your presence naturally. Focus transforms scattered vitality into a concentrated force that enhances impact and magnetic appeal. Physical presence is inseparable from energetic clarity. Posture, movement, and gesture communicate internal coherence even before words are spoken. Standing tall, moving deliberately, and maintaining alignment between body and intention amplify energy projection. The body acts as both amplifier and conduit, translating internal clarity into observable charisma. When movement, posture, and physical expression reflect intentional energy, presence becomes magnetic, authority becomes palpable, and influence flows naturally. Communication further extends energetic clarity. The words spoken, tone of voice, pacing, and non-verbal cues must reflect the internal energy state. Hesitation, filler words, or inconsistent tone fragment presence and diminish charisma. Speaking with intentionality, precision, and calm authority reinforces coherence. Strategic use of silence, deliberate pauses, and controlled pacing enhances resonance, allowing energy to be perceived as grounded, reliable, and compelling. Clear energy in communication strengthens credibility, influence, and attraction. Boundaries and selective engagement protect clarity. Charisma is easily diluted by overexposure to distractions, negative influences, or energy-draining environments. Setting limits on interactions, digital consumption, and unnecessary obligations preserves the integrity of internal energy. Purposeful allocation of time and attention ensures that presence remains concentrated, coherent, and potent. By protecting energy from fragmentation, clarity is maintained, allowing charisma to radiate without interruption. Mental clarity amplifies energetic presence. Organized thought, Decisive judgment and deliberate reflection eliminate internal confusion that scatters energy. Structured mental routines, reflection, and visualization of goals sharpen focus and reinforce coherence. A mind that operates with clarity projects certainty and stability, qualities that are instantly magnetic to others. Mental discipline ensures that attention remains aligned with objectives, allowing charisma to emerge naturally from the strength of organized internal energy. Energetic clarity is also strengthened through authenticity. Attempts to imitate others or project false personas create internal dissonance and weaken aura. True charisma arises from being fully present, transparent, and consistent with personal values and principles. Authentic energy resonates more powerfully than performance-based charm because it is coherent, reliable, and palpable. Daily reinforcement of personal authenticity ensures that energy remains aligned, magnetic, and influential. Consistency in habits and practices reinforces energetic clarity. Daily routines that cultivate focus, emotional regulation, intentional action, and reflection solidify internal alignment. Repetition strengthens neural and energetic pathways, making clarity automatic rather than fragile. This consistency manifests externally as confidence, reliability, and presence. When energy is consistently coherent, charisma becomes enduring rather than situational, and influence extends across contexts naturally. Empathy enhances the projection of charisma without compromising clarity. Understanding and resonating with the emotional states of others strengthens relational energy. Listening attentively, acknowledging perspectives, and responding deliberately create alignment between internal clarity and external connection. The combination of internal coherence and empathetic engagement produces a presence that is both commanding and approachable, increasing influence while maintaining energy integrity. Visualization and mental rehearsal reinforce clarity in energy projection. Daily imagination of interactions, challenges, and desired outcomes trains both mind and body to respond with coherence. Visualizing composure, presence, and magnetism strengthens energetic pathways and ensures that energy is projected intentionally rather than scattered by uncertainty. This practice allows internal clarity to manifest externally, amplifying aura, attraction, and influence in tangible ways. Energy management underpins sustained charisma, identifying drains, whether physical, mental, or emotional, and actively replenishing vitality ensures that presence remains sharp. Practices such as rest, recovery, exercise, and focused nutrition preserve energy for optimal projection. A clear and vibrant energy field signals health, resilience, and capacity, qualities that enhance charisma and draw others toward influence. The cumulative effect of these practices is profound. Energetic clarity produces a presence that communicates confidence, authority, empathy, and authenticity simultaneously. Charisma becomes a natural byproduct of alignment, focus, and disciplined energy management. Influence flows effortlessly because energy is coherent, magnetic, and transparent. People instinctively respond to clear energy with attention, trust, and cooperation, amplifying the reach of personal impact. Unlocking charisma through energetic clarity is a continuous process, requiring daily attention to thought, emotion, body, and action. Each deliberate practice reinforces internal alignment, sharpens focus, and strengthens the aura. Over time, clarity becomes habitual, energy becomes magnetic, and presence becomes irresistible. The individual who consistently cultivates energetic coherence radiates influence without effort, communicates authority without force, and attracts opportunity naturally. Ultimately, charisma is the visible manifestation of internal clarity. When energy is organized, purposeful, and authentic, it becomes a magnetic force that shapes environments, interactions, and outcomes. Energetic clarity allows for conscious projection of presence, influence, and power in every encounter. By maintaining coherence in thought, emotion, body, and action, charisma becomes an inseparable part of identity, effortless, compelling, and unstoppable. Number 10. Command respect by projecting certainty. Respect is not granted automatically. It is earned through consistent presence, clear intention, and the ability to project certainty in thought, word, and action. Projecting certainty is the art of creating an unshakable, energetic impression, one that communicates authority, reliability, and decisiveness. People instinctively follow those who convey clarity and conviction, because certainty signals competence and internal coherence. This projection is not arrogance or inflexibility. It is the deliberate alignment of internal confidence with external expression, creating a magnetic presence that commands attention and earns respect effortlessly. The foundation of projecting certainty is self-knowledge. Without a clear understanding of one's own values, goals, and abilities, energy becomes fragmented and presence appears tentative. Deep self-awareness allows internal clarity, which is the source of authentic certainty. Reflecting on personal principles, assessing strengths and weaknesses, and defining long-term objectives creates a stable internal framework. When energy is grounded in this knowledge, actions and words naturally project authority. People sense coherence. They respond to energy that is aligned, deliberate, and unwavering. Clarity of intention enhances the projection of certainty. Every decision, action, and communication should be guided by deliberate purpose. Uncertain or indecisive energy is immediately perceptible and undermines influence. By identifying priorities, establishing goals, and committing to specific paths of action, internal energy aligns with external behavior. This consistency communicates reliability, builds trust, and establishes authority. When intention is clear, even complex or high-pressure situations are navigated with composure, projecting a presence that others instinctively respect. Decision-making is a critical component of projecting certainty. Indecision, hesitation, and frequent wavering dilute energy and create uncertainty in perception. Mastery over decisions begins with confidence in knowledge and preparation. Gathering information, evaluating options, and anticipating outcomes allows action to be taken decisively. Once a choice is made, committing fully to execution reinforces the perception of certainty. Decisive action communicates competence and establishes a foundation of trust that strengthens influence and commands respect. Consistency in behavior and energy fortifies projection. People respect those whose actions align with values, beliefs, and promises. Inconsistency generates doubt and erodes authority. Establishing routines, maintaining personal standards, and following through on commitments ensures that energy remains coherent and predictable. Over time, this disciplined alignment strengthens internal conviction, reinforces external perception, and creates an aura of certainty that is both reliable and magnetic. Emotional regulation amplifies the impression of certainty. Reactions driven by impulsivity, fear, or frustration signal instability and undermine authority. Deliberate management of emotions allows energy to remain controlled, focused, and grounded. Techniques such as breathing exercises, reflection, and mindful response strengthen the capacity to respond to challenging situations with composure. When emotions are coherent and intentional, energy communicates steadiness, resilience, and reliability, all of which inspire respect naturally. Communication is a primary channel for projecting certainty. The tone of voice, pacing, word choice, and non-verbal cues must align with internal conviction. Hesitation, filler words, or uncertainty in expression fragment energy and weaken perception. Speaking clearly, articulating ideas with authority, and expressing thoughts with confidence reinforces both presence and influence. The combination of verbal clarity and consistent body language strengthens energetic projection, allowing certainty to be felt as much as it is heard. Posture and physical presence are equally essential. Confident stance, deliberate gestures, and controlled movement convey internal conviction. Energy is amplified when the body mirrors the clarity of mind. A person who moves with intention, maintains composure, and aligns gestures with speech radiates authority. The physical projection of certainty communicates to others before words are spoken, creating immediate perception of competence and influence. Preparation strengthens certainty. Knowledge, skill, and foresight remove hesitation and create the internal foundation for confident action. Anticipating challenges, practicing communication, and refining skills ensures that energy is grounded in competence. When internal mastery supports external projection, certainty is authentic rather than performative. People instinctively recognize and respect competence expressed through deliberate, prepared energy. Boundaries support the perception of certainty by signaling self-respect and clarity of values. Protecting energy, time, and attention ensures that presence remains coherent and unwavering. When limits are established and consistently enforced, external energy recognizes internal strength. Boundaries prevent energy from being scattered, allowing projection of authority to remain sharp, focused, and magnetic. Respect emerges naturally when others perceive that energy is intentional, disciplined, and protected. Focus enhances projection of certainty by concentrating energy on high-leverage actions and meaningful interactions. Scattered attention conveys indecision and reduces perceived authority. Purposeful allocation of focus ensures that energy is directed toward objectives that maximize impact. People respond instinctively to those whose attention is deliberate, presence is concentrated, and energy flows with coherence. Focus transforms fragmented effort into a concentrated force that communicates reliability, competence, and certainty. Self-trust is a cornerstone of commanding respect. Internal conviction creates a foundation that energy projects outward. Trusting one's judgment, abilities, and decisions fosters steadiness that others perceive as authoritative. Even in the face of challenges or opposition, energy remains grounded when self-trust is cultivated. This internal assurance signals reliability, competence, and integrity, reinforcing respect from others and creating influence that is difficult to challenge. Resilience enhances certainty by demonstrating stability under pressure. Life presents situations that test composure, clarity, and resolve. Responding with energy that is calm, deliberate, and focused demonstrates mastery over circumstance rather than reaction to it. Challenges become opportunities to reinforce perception of authority as steady energy communicates reliability, skill, and competence. Respect is magnified when others see unshakable energy navigate adversity effectively. Visualization and mental rehearsal strengthen the internal and external projection of certainty. Imagining scenarios, responses, and outcomes prepares energy for alignment and composure under real-world conditions. Visualization enhances confidence, reinforces internal coherence, and ensures that actions and expressions remain deliberate. Energy conditioned through this process radiates decisiveness, authority, and clarity, enhancing presence and influence in every interaction. Continuous reflection and refinement are necessary to maintain projection. Assessing where energy was scattered, where indecision occurred, and where expression lacked clarity allows deliberate correction. Over time, this practice strengthens internal alignment, sharpens presence, and reinforces consistency. Projection of certainty becomes habitual, natural, and sustainable, creating enduring influence and respect that extends across contexts. Projecting certainty is a combination of self-awareness, clarity of intention, emotional regulation, decisive action, consistent behavior, preparation, boundaries, and focus. When all these elements are integrated, energy becomes coherent, magnetic, and unshakable. People perceive authority intuitively when energy communicates alignment between internal conviction and external expression. Respect is drawn toward those whose energy is deliberate, stable, and confident, reflecting mastery of both self and circumstance. Commanding respect through certainty is not a display of arrogance or control. It is a reflection of disciplined mastery over energy, thought, emotion, and action. Certainty emerges when internal alignment is reinforced through consistent practice, reflection, and deliberate cultivation. People respond naturally to this clarity, trust reliability, and align with influence. Energy projected with unwavering conviction creates an aura of authority, attracting opportunities, fostering cooperation, and establishing enduring respect. Ultimately, projecting certainty is the culmination of intentional living. It requires ongoing attention to internal alignment, habitual reinforcement of principles, deliberate action, and disciplined management of energy. When certainty is projected authentically, it communicates competence, integrity, and presence. Respect is drawn, influence expands, and personal power is amplified. The ability to command respect through energetic projection transforms every interaction into an opportunity for impact, authority, and aligned influence, creating a life of unstoppable presence, purpose, and effect.